Hey, what's up guys? BoHD here from PhoneDog.com, and in less than 1 month, Apple's expected to unveil several brand new iPhones to the masses. Bits and pieces have been leaking over the past few months, actually since last year, but we've really seen the floodgates open in the last few months. And now that we're less than a month away, we have a very good idea as to what we can expect to see in the new iPhones and just what they will consist of. So let's talk about them. So Apple intends to launch 3 new iPhones on September 10th. So mark your calendar. There's expected to be a budget successor to the iPhone XR, a successor to the iPhone XS, so like a mid-range flagship phone, and a grande spec'd out model like the iPhone XS Max. Its next flagship will be called the iPhone 11, but the other names are unclear. One Twitter user that correctly predicted the names of last year's iPhones reports that the next top-of-the-line iPhone will be called the iPhone 11 Pro, though we've also seen mention of the iPhone 11R and 11 Max. Those names have popped up too, so we're not 100% sure what the non-iPhone 11 iPhones will be named. But one of the biggest changes coming to this year's iPhones will be the cameras. So you've probably already seen some mock-ups and 3D printed models of the new iPhones showing that square camera module with 3 camera sensors in a triangular configuration alongside a flash. This looks like it'll be the real deal, what the actual new iPhones will look like on the rear. There should be a wide angle sensor, an ultra super wide angle sensor, and a telephoto lens with 3 times optical zoom and better low light performance. And all 3 of the front facing cameras in the 2019 iPhones are expected to be 12 megapixels. So that's up from the 7 megapixels in the previous models. Now, sadly, 3D Touch may be coming to an end with this year's iPhones. The touch-based interface isn't going to completely disappear though. It'll just change, mostly from hardware to software. So Apple is said to have developed a new taptic engine that will continue the evolution of the company's haptic touch technology, piloted in last year's iPhone XR. So if you're familiar with the iPhone XR and its 3D touch-like abilities, you can expect that implementation in this year's iPhones. The battery life is expected to be between 2 to 20% greater with larger batteries and support for bilateral charging. So with bilateral charging, you can use your iPhone's battery to share power with other iPhones or the new AirPods with the wireless charging case. This feature was made available in Samsung's Galaxy S10 phones earlier this year. As for the displays, it doesn't look like LCD has completely succumbed to OLED, as Apple is expected to ship the newer iPhone XR with an LCD display panel, while the other iPhones are expected to feature OLED panels that will produce more vivid colors. It really doesn't look like Apple is going to change much with the displays this year, as they're expected to bring more expensive, upgraded OLED panels to its entire lineup next year in 2020. So the displays, the display resolutions, they should stay the same, and the same display sizes will stay the same as the current iPhone. What is pretty exciting to see though, if you're a gamer, if you're a performance junkie who really pushes the limits on what your iPhone can do, is the new Apple A13 processor that'll bring improved performance and efficiency. What's also worth mentioning is we could see up to 4 gigabytes of RAM in the newer iPhones, with the iPhone Max model featuring even more RAM. So power-hungry users should be happy with this year's iPhones. So last year, analyst Ben Thompson called the A12 Bionic chip so far ahead of the industry that it will stay competitive with the best Android phones in 2 years, and massively more powerful than the lower-end phones. So the A13 chip, it should be no different. It really should help keep the phones relevant for the next few years in the performance department. Now, with that said, 5G is here. It's already in several markets here in the US. And so if you're planning on upgrading to 5G networks in the next couple of years, you might not want to get the new iPhones, as they will not support 5G. Apple is planning to roll out 5G support in its next iPhones. So unless you're planning on upgrading every year or so, that's kind of a deal breaker. But at the same time, 5G is still so incredibly early that I don't think people will widely adopt the new network anytime soon. So LTE is still going to remain relevant for the foreseeable future. Some other leaks and rumors that are less credible but may still happen include an Apple Pencil style stylus alongside the 2019 iPhone models. Steve Jobs famously denounced styluses, but now that Tim Cook is in charge, things might change. It's possible that they will support them after all, and that the new iPhones will support the current Apple Pencil, or there'll be some brand new smaller Apple Pencil for the new iPhones. We'll have to wait and see. There's also some talk about Apple potentially transitioning to USB-C in the 2019 iPhone lineup, while others are suggesting Apple will just stick with the Lightning port, the tried and true Lightning port. My guess is Apple will in fact stick with the Lightning port, and they'll wait until 2020 to make that big jump to USB-C and alienate a lot of users who have Lightning port docks and accessories. Now we also have talk of Apple including an 18-watt USB-C power adapter with the new iPhones alongside a USB-C to Lightning cable, which would allow for fast charging out of the box. So you don't have to go buy a separate expensive adapter or some sort to get fast charging with your new iPhone. Now I think that would be cool, but I wouldn't hold my breath, as Apple is generally pretty stingy with the accessories they include in the box. So we should continue to see a measly 5-watt charger with a USB-A to Lightning cable in the box. Additionally, we might see support for Wi-Fi 6 to increase data rates and power efficiency, as well as a new 4x4 MIMO antenna design to allow for faster LTE speeds. So for those of you on the fence about 5G, the good news is LTE should be faster. And we might also see dual Bluetooth audio connection support. So users can connect 2 pairs of Bluetooth headphones to the same device at the same time, which would allow users to play music, podcasts, and other content from a single iPhone to multiple sets of headphones, such as the Powerbeats Pro and the AirPods. So there you have it. Those are all the credible leaks and rumors surrounding the 2019 iPhones. The only thing I haven't really touched on are the prices, but hey, they should be right in line with last year's iPhones. I think anyone who's buying a new iPhone is expected to pay a premium for one, so a high price of around $1,000 should be expected. The iPhone XR model will start at about $750, the XS model will start at $1,000, and the Max model, the big brand new iPhone, will start at about $1,100 and just go up from there depending on which storage configuration you go with. So let me know what your thoughts are of the new iPhones, and if you plan on upgrading, in a comment down below. Just let me know what you're thinking. I'll do my best to reply back to you. We should have all of the new devices in the studio for review as soon as they begin shipping. So click the subscribe button to stay tuned for that coverage. With that said, I'm BoHD from PhoneDog.com. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you right back here in the next one. See ya.